last time my daughter was premature. She was born at 33 weeks. And she had to have a line through her belly button. She was having heart brady's, and she had to have a feeding tube. So we ended up staying here. I went home. I got discharged and went home, and then Ronald McDonald ended up calling me and told me I was accepted to stay here. And I stayed here for a month with her. The hospital, they told me about the Ronald McDonald House because I had to go home because I had nowhere to stay up here. And they told me they didn't know how long it would take me to get in, but it only took me about an hour to get in over here. And with my son, it only took like 5 minutes to get in with him. The Ronald McDonald House has gave me a place to stay. I'm right across the street from my son. If anything happens to him, it could be right there. They feed us. They feed us great meals. They're always here. Even if you need help, they're still there for you, and they'll help you in any way they can. When I first walked through the doors, it wasn't nothing I pictured. It was more than what I pictured. This place is amazing, and they really, if it wasn't for y'all, I wouldn't be able to be here. We've spent $200 in the last 3 weeks for gas going back to get my daughter and bringing her back because my mom and sister is taking turns with her. And if it wasn't for y'all, we'd probably spend more than that every day coming up here. You can't be comfortable over here. I'd rather stay here than, because the room he's in, really no privacy. And here you got your privacy and you're free to go about and do what you need to do. The very first time I stayed here with my daughter, no, I didn't. Y'all even let us wash clothes, all that. But I never knew that that's what y'all did for us until we got here. You even gave us a welcome package. I still have her welcome package, her blanket, everything. And I'll still have his too when he gets older. I brought her back last year and everybody remembered who she was. That's the only thing I don't, my daughter not being able to come because of COVID-19, that kind of hurts a little bit, but still, I get to be around my son. And the activity rooms ain't open, but as long as I can see Ronald McDonald when I come in, I'm all right. That's my dad staying with me right now. Yeah, he stayed with me in 2017 with my daughter, and he didn't go home until she went home. And that's how it's gonna be with my son. He don't like the circumstances we are here, but he's glad we got to stay here. I even called it my home today. I told my dad, I said, well, we gotta go back home. And he said, we can't go all the way home. I said, the Ronald McDonald House. I said, that's our home right now. My pregnancy was going great. I went in for a scheduled C-section, and after during the C-section, he had used a bathroom inside of me, and it got inside of his lungs. He went from being on a ventilator when he was first born, the 9th of this month, to going to CPAP, and then now he's on room air. He's on oxygen right now. But they found out he has a heart problem. So he's doing better, but yesterday we had a setback. And they're talking about putting him back on CPAP. We'll be coming up here a lot. He has to see a heart doctor and stuff after he's released. We was doing great. We was looking forward to going home, and then it's like every time we get close to going home, he has a setback. Get pushed farther going back home. They've done great. They give you 14 days to stay here when you're accepted, but then I got scared about my 14 days being up, so I went and talked to him. They said as long as he's a patient, I'm still welcome to stay here. Because I thought I was going to have to go all the way home and come all the way back up here every day, and I didn't want to do that, and I don't want to leave him. Yeah. I told him I wasn't going home unless he went home, even if I have to camp out outside. But I knew it wouldn't happen. I knew I'd be welcome to stay here. I had to hit my breaking point. I was so stressed out, and that person knew I needed a hug that day, and they gave me a hug as soon as I came to the door, and they sat down and talked to me, and that's what I needed the most. And I broke down and cried, and at that point, that's what I needed. I needed somebody to just grab me and tell me everything was gonna be all right. And I actually felt like this was my family here. I would give him a big hug and really thank him. I'd probably cry, but it's amazing what y'all do here, and there's no words or nothing that I could say to thank them for what they do, and definitely for all the volunteers that come in and do for us during this COVID-19. I just can't thank them enough, and there's no words that I could say to thank them, really.